What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new series, Dead Boy Detectives. So let's rock this. Okay, so the review embargo for this one lifts on the same exact night as this show's premiere, so there's no need to tiptoe around the details anymore, really. Except probably for a few spoilers that might ruin the whole experience for you, but I've already watched the entire 8 episodes, and let me tell ya, if you like The Sandman, then odds are you are gonna like Dead Boy Detectives. It's as simple as that. It does help that they share the same Neil Gaiman cinematic universe anyway, so you'll get to see a few interesting crossovers on this show as well. Dead Boy Detectives is whimsical, enjoyable, absorbing, and fun in a dark, twisted, gloomy, gnarly kind of a way. And yes, just like any other stories created by Neil Gaiman, this too deals with underworlds and phantoms and witches and all the cosmic features like heaven and hell. Well, mostly hell. And all of them are visually quirky. So step aside, Hardy Boys. Step aside, Nancy Drew. There are new young adult investigators in town, and woo, they carry some fascinating personal demons. Do you have a pesky ghost haunting you? Has a demon stolen your core memories? You may want to ring the Dead Boy Detectives. Meet Edwin Paine and Charles Rowland, the brains and the brawn behind the Dead Boy Detectives Agency. Teenagers born decades apart who find each other only in death. Edwin and Charles are best friends and ghosts who solve mysteries. They will do anything to stick together, including escaping evil witches, hell, and death herself. With the help of a clairvoyant named Crystal and her friend Nico, they are able to crack some of the mortal realm's most mystifying paranormal cases. As part of the Sandman universe for Netflix and based on the beloved comic series from Neil Gaiman, Dead Boy Detectives was developed for television by Steve Yoki, who wrote the first episode and serves as showrunner alongside Beth Schwartz as co-showrunner. Starring George Rextrew, Jaden Reverie, Cassius Nelson, Jen Lyon, Brianna Cuoco, Yuyu Kitamura, Ruth Connell, Lucas Cage, and David Iacono. Hey, please click the join button below to become Rama Screen members. By doing so, you will help support this channel and you'll also get lots of perks, so click on the link below to join Rama Screen membership today. I'm willing to bet that there's gonna be some folks cosplaying as Edwin and Charles and ooh, the Cat King at the next San Diego Comic-Con, because this show is filled to the brim with some eccentric characters with physical traits and personalities that strikingly stand out. Hell, even the meat butcher tattooed lady fascinates me. Grumpy yet protective, rough around the edges and has big trust issues. But hey, I don't blame her. There's a certain matchmaking/dating episode that will reinforce her belief in pushing people away. Now, the story starts off procedural, meaning every episode has a different case that they have to solve. But then it gradually evolves into this consequential overarching arc involving vengeance and LGBTQ bromance. The show's humor also takes a similar approach. It begins with Crystal being the only human who can see the ghostly boys, Edwin and Charles, but then that circle gets bigger and bigger. So it depends on how many people they let in on the secret. And so the jokes don't always stay in the same place of, huh? Who are you talking to? Nobody. My favorite mystery or case is the one about the sea creature luring people to the lighthouse so they would fall to their death. And that's what's always cheeky about Neil Gaiman. He always takes inspirations from actual mythology out there and puts his own eclectic spin on it. All of a sudden they become far more interesting than they already are. And even though the Sandman and this one supposedly exist in the same universe, but the creative team behind Dead Boy Detectives, they have their own active imagination that they run with, including their version of hell, which I find to be a lot more creepy and terrifying. I really like the actors, I really do. Especially the main trio, they're so good at bouncing off of one another in their banter. And it's the kind of semi-love triangle that, yes, it's obvious, but it's also not too heavily emphasized because toxic soap opera is not the objective. George, Jaden, and Cassius have so much spunk and they are fiercely passionate in their performances. As I said earlier, each of their characters has their own baggage, which then puts their friendship to the test, and it's oh so juicy. So that constant dynamic at play between them is compelling. And Nico will be a fan favorite. So naive, so optimistic, so adorable. She doesn't mind being the fourth wheel, and she has that childlike wonder about her. She tries to see the good in people. I would not be surprised if audiences find her easier to root for, much more than the others. So yeah, overall I give Dead Boy Detectives the rating of 4 out of 5. The story might get wobbly at times, but the wheels never fall off the rails. And it will also resonate with those of you fans of anything that go bump in the night. It's this wonderful mix of horror and humor and thrill with elaborate production designs and costumes and visual effects. And above all, it's the characters that will ultimately captivate you.